literally there was a fork in your fucking head. Imagine thinking in forks. If I could take this fork and stick it in your fucking skull, you would just have a fork in your head, and there it is, bam, you got a fork in your head. Like, you understand what a fork is now. See? I could explain to a blind person what a sunset is, and maybe he could get a little idea of it. It's better than nothing at all. But I would have to give him vision. And then he opens his eyes for the first time. He sees a sunset. He's like, whoa, that's a sunset? That's totally different than what you were telling me. The only way to know what a sunset is to experience a sunset. And the only way to know what a fork is to experience a fork. Or let's say humans meet some aliens who have like heads that are 20 times bigger than ours. Let's say we meet such an alien race. How much smarter would those aliens be? And how would they communicate? How would their minds work? Imagine that if two aliens with heads that are 20 times bigger than humans were talking to each other about forks, they wouldn't be making noises about forks. Literally, one alien would create a fork, a physical fork in his head, and the other alien would also create a physical fork in his head. They would be identical forks, and that's how they would communicate what a fork is. I would literally be able to just pass the fork from my head into your head directly. And in this way, I would communicate to you what a fork is perfectly without anything lost in translation, because there is no translation. That's pretty awesome, right? Now you say, Leo, that's crazy. That's like science fiction. You can't do that. Oh, really? What do you think this is? This is your mind. This fork is your mind. You're doing it right now. You're just disconnected from it. If you were awake, you would already understand that this fork is your own mind. True omniscience is you realizing that the kangaroos in Australia, how many there are, whatever, that's an image in your own mind. That's what true omniscience tells you. It doesn't give you an answer to how many kangaroos there are. It tells you that the kangaroos in your mind, including Australia, are imaginary. That's real omniscience, right? This fork right here, this is omniscience. The being of this fork is omniscience. That doesn't mean that you'll be able to know how many atoms there are in this fork, because omniscience will tell you that the number of atoms in this fork is something you're imagining. Do you want omniscience? Yeah, Leo, I want to know how many kangaroos are in Australia. No, you're not going to get that. That's not omniscience. Well, then, Leo, why would I want it? Some things you can't know if you want until you try them. How do you know you want some pizza unless you try some pizza first? I can't prove to you that you will want pizza. You just got to try some pizza and kind of just like trust me that the pizza's good. But if you're so skeptical that you're like, no, Leo, I'm not gonna try a pizza until you prove to me that the pizza is going to be enjoyable to me. Well, I can't do that. If you're that skeptical, then you're stuck. Your mind is closed. You are God, infinity, and consciousness. Endless, infinite mystery. You will know nothing, but you will literally be omniscient. You'll know everything that is worth knowing. Like, you'll become this fork, and that's all you'll care about at that point. You're not going to care about all the second order shit about a fork. That's so inferior to actually being a fork. That's what you got to realize. What you need is a full-blown awakening, and then you'll realize, like, oh my God, that's what all of my curiosity was driving me towards. Like, I needed my brains fucked out my whole life, and I didn't know it.